It is not a matter of what is true that counts, but a matter of what is perceived to be true. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love, never so forlornly unhappy as when we have lost our love object or its love. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. The madman is a dreamer awake. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. If youth knew, if age could. The mind is indeed a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and change. The ego is not master in its own house. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is what does a woman want? Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. The intention that man should be happy is not in the plan of creation. The mind is the successor of the senses, and the intellect is the successor of the mind. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. A civilization which leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied and drives them into revolt neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. When inspiration does not come, I go for a walk, go to the movies, talk to a friend, let go. The muse is bound to return again, especially if I turn my back. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problems of human life and motives is not moral estimates but more knowledge. The doctor should be opaque to his patients and, like a mirror, should show them nothing but what is shown to him. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. The most intense conflicts, if overcome, leave behind a sense of security and calm that is not easily disturbed. Words have magical power. They can bring either the greatest happiness or deepest despair. They can transfer knowledge from teacher to student. Words enable the orator to sway his audience and dictate its decisions. Words are capable of arousing the strongest emotions and prompting all men's actions. The best years of your life are the ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You do not blame them on your mother, the ecology, or the president. You realize that you control your own destiny. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. A dream that is not interpreted is like a letter that is not read. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror, that confidence of success that often induces real success. Anxiety is the handmaiden of creativity. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. I have found little that is good about human beings on the whole. In my experience, most of them are trash, no matter whether they publicly